Hey everybody. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different today. So as you come on in, get ready for our meditation. Hey, welcome, welcome. Hi, welcome. Hey, welcome to our Meditation Monday for the month of May. This is Deni Van here. Welcome, welcome. Just wanted to let you guys know that we are live streaming our last meditation for the month of May. And we are also live podcast. So if you guys want to call in, let me just give you the number here real quick. The number here to call in is 646-716-5668. If you wanted to call in and give me a call, talk to me. But today is really going to be about our meditation series so that we can get the whole package, because it is all about aligning body, breath, and spirit. And we do that through spirit being number one. And that was our first meditation at the beginning of the month, really focusing on spirit, what that is, it being the larger part of us. And then the second one, we focused in on the body and how many of us are very disconnected from our bodies. And then last week, we talked about the breath and that sweet spot between the exhale and your next inhale. It's that beautiful spot that really connects you to that stillness within. And today's topic is the mind. What is the mind? How does it affect us? Why do some people experience mind attacks and a mind that won't shut up? And I think today I'm going to start from a space of getting Deni out of the way, because this can be a really sensitive topic for a lot of people. Hey, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Come on in. And as you come in, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from, because like here in the Chicagoland area, it is so freaking hot. We went from like winter to hot summer, like Georgia type summer. So it's 88 degrees already here. And yesterday, I think we got up to 97. That's really hot. So for now, I want to get Deni out of the way. So I'm going to read off my purpose so that we can come from a space of stillness and talking about the mind and how to transcend the mind, especially during meditation. So, hey, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. My purpose is to be guided by grace, wisdom, compassion, knowledge, and intuition, to love, guide, and support others, to find, discover, and experience their being, so we can all move from a clear space of stillness and awaken. So with that said, are you guys ready? As you come on in, let me know that you're here. Also, as you're watching this later, because I know many of us are from around the world. We're a really amazing group. There are many of us from around the world, so you might be watching this later. Let me know you're watching this later by just typing in replay in the comments, and let me know where you're watching from, okay? So really, really quick, getting back to my notes so I don't get off track here, which I can easily do. So the first week, spirit, the largest part of us, body, breath, and now mind. The mind. The mind. And as we're learning, if you haven't done so already, check out our free 5-day course, because this course is basically, bottom line, is showing you how spiritual awakening is not religious, it's physics. And it shows you how this perspective is right in front of us. There's nothing you have to be, do, get, mantra, mudra, practice, buy into. Absolutely nothing you have to do anything different, other than, there is a trick to it, by the way, to get into this space. You have to let go of you in order to meet you. So all of the little yous, all of the, for example, I'll use me as an example. I am female. I am Deni. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a sister. I am a daughter. I am all of these things. Everything after I am is constantly changing. It's never the same. It's unstable. So this series of meditations for the month of May is guiding you into a space that is already you. And it is the expansive stillness within. And many of the masters and sages will leave us clues as to how to find this space. And my upbringing is through Christianity, and Jesus spoke about the kingdom of the heavens is within. So let's talk about that. The kingdom of the heavens is within. That means you're going within, and there's this expansive space. So we have an internal reality and an external reality. We have two perspectives, right? An internal reality and an external reality. So where does the mind fit in all this, right? It fits in the middleman, the interpreter, if you will, interpreting between our external reality and our internal reality, giving us judgments and maybe ideas on what to do and problem solve and that kind of, that's the most ideal way to use the mind. But in this day and age, many of us don't know that we have two possibilities that we can perceive from. And it is a shift in perception. Right? Hey, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Very nice. So with this shift in perception, there's nothing you have to do. Coming back to my notes, and people, it's really interesting. I'm just going to kind of go off on a side note and come back to the mind part. It's been so wonderfully interesting the last, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 days. I've been getting personal messages from some of you, and there's a handful of you who sent me personal messages along the lines of, because of this mind and stuff going on within the mind, you're expressing wanting to end it, even commit suicide because of what's going on and what you're perceiving in your external experience and your internal experience. So I definitely want to touch on this because some in our group are experiencing, I call them mind attacks. I don't know what else to call it. If you guys come up with another word, but it's literally like the mind coming on, and it's like, you're to blame, and it's your fault, and you this, and you, and all of these coming in are thoughts. What I'd really love for you to do. Hi, Rebecca. So glad you're here. The mind as the interpreter of external and internal worlds. Cool perspective of the mind. Yes, the mind has a very unique perspective. It can see both, definitely. The mind, bottom line is, our mind, the mind is not who you are. I'm going to say that again. Your mind is not who you are. Your mind is a tool. And so what meditation does, and there's a lot of techniques and, mantras and mudras and savasanas and certain things that have meditations. Yes, you are not your mind. Hey, Monica, so glad you're here. And definitely, with this meditation, what I would really, really love for you to be able to find within yourself is the ability to transcend the mind. Now, there's a lot of talk out there about the ego and killing the ego and, destroying the ego and shutting off the mind and destroying the mind. I'm going to tell you right now, the more you want to destroy it or shut it off, the more noise it's going to make. Okay, so stop even trying to do that. So the mind is a limited device constructed and programmed device within us that we can use, or it can use us. So if you kind of look at it both ways, so when we're born, we have no human mind, right? So we're given patterns. We have patterns put on us, like, no, you're not supposed to do that, and that is bad, or that is good, we want more of that. So we have these patterns put on, and this is how our mind is shaped, through our patterns, through the patterns that we observe within our family, the way we behave toward each other, those are patterns that are learned. And so these are built upon within our minds, and we learn certain responses based on the patterns that we learned growing up. I'm going to speak about myself, this human who has had traumatic experiences. And I know a lot of you can probably relate to this. Trauma as early as 4 years old. So, and this trauma didn't become known to the mind, remembered in the body and the mind, until a much later age. So there's this gap between the trauma, when it actually happened, and when the mind-body system remembered it happened. But the consciousness has no time. So it is experiencing it as if it's happening for the first time. So one of the things that I do is, a lot of times my mind, and I'm sure many of you can relate to this, it just starts going and going and going, almost like an OCD kind of loop, where the records are playing over and over again, or the tapes are replaying over and over again. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. So we end up in this movement, and remember, it's movement, and we are both movement and stillness. What happens, from what I see, is when I'm in the mind, I am in it. I think it is me. I thought it was me. All of these things were me. And so my mind would start going, and it would affect my body. My body would constrict. I would experience anxiety and panic attacks. I still do. And I realize, oh, there goes my mind again. Once I become aware, this is key. Awareness is key. Once you become aware that you are now in the movement of the mind, you're able to create some space. So it kind of looks like you're in the mind. Oh my gosh, my mind is going crazy. I can't sleep. It won't stop. And then all of a sudden, oh wow, there goes my mind. Now I can take my mind and I can take a look at it with a little bit of space. Right? And I can take a look at it and go, wow, my mind is really going crazy here. It's really hanging on to every little thought. Now, the more attention and the more I look at it, oh, wow, yeah, I can see I could be blamed for that. You know, so-and-so said I'm this, this, and this. They're probably right. You know, you're going through this stuff, and then you realize you're feeding it. Your attention to it is giving it fire to keep it going. So what I learned, this is transcendence. What I learned is to withdraw my attention from it. And it is the most freeing, difficult, easy thing to do. Hopefully that made sense. You realize how enslaved we are to our thought patterns. And when we're able to transcend it, it is the most liberating and freeing thing. So when you catch yourself in meditation, because this meditation is to transcend the mind, you can't stop it. I've tried. If you can stop it and come up with a technique, we got to talk. But everybody I've known who's in this kind of educating people on mind, body, spirit connection, they always talk about meditation, and there's always some kind of technique, such as transcendental meditation. Their technique is to focus in on your mantra. Anytime your thoughts go up, you come right back to your mantra. Your thoughts go someplace else, and your thoughts are going to come and go. You come right back to your mantra. However, this is becoming aware of movement and stillness. So when your mind starts going and the thoughts start going, and maybe the self-abuse, those verbal things that you say to yourself, borderlining verbal abuse, you know who I'm talking to. Yeah, Be gentle with how you're speaking to yourself within your own thought patterns. And this is going to create just that little thing. How you speak to yourself internally will create massive shifts. So if you're in a space where you're always you're not good enough, any kind of, you can't do it, everybody else can do it except you, everybody else has it except you. If you have those kind of thoughts, start right there, just recognizing when you are in that pattern, because you learned it from somewhere. Recognize when you're in that pattern, and that little shift is enough to make huge shifts in your life. But when you learn and discover, oh wow, there goes my mind, and you're able to take from being in it to taking a look at it and then withdrawing your attention from it, all of that movement and busyness that is moving, it begins to fizzle out and fade. And as long as I'm in keeping my attention in the stillness, in the larger part of me, in the expansive stillness, without bringing my thoughts with me, because you can't bring in thoughts in this space. Jesus said no flesh can enter this space. And we break down what that means. Movement, stillness. Our bodies are in movement. Our thoughts, our ideas, experiences, all of those are in movement, and we cannot bring movement into the stillness with us. So we have to let go. We have to be okay with letting go of that. It's okay to let go of that. Because when we're tight on and holding on to things like my idea of who I think I am, but I am these things, I am these things, this is who I am, and holding on to that idea, you're not able to release and come into this space. And it is an expansive space. This is who you really are. Okay, so now I'm just going to check in with the comments. Hey, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Thank you for being here. And again, if you're watching this later, definitely let me know. Okay, the mind is not who you really are. The mind is part of your human experience and belongs to time. Everything that is going on in our mind, it all belongs to time. Come into the timeless. And we are experiencing them both. Our external experience in our five sensory world, this all belongs to time. It's constantly changing. It's never the same. Come into this internal, expansive, beautiful experience and just sit. Sit in nothing. We have entered, oh, hey, Rebecca, thanks for this. We have entered Neptune Pisces, which handles surrender. And this medicine feels perfectly in line with the stars. Yes, surrender. And a lot of times when we hear that word surrender, we might hear it in a negative way, like you're at war and I've got my guns on you, so therefore you have to surrender or be killed. It's not that kind of surrender. It's not a giving up of anything, but it's a creating space for anything and everything. And to do that, we have to let go of the one thing to allow everything. And I love that Neptune and Pisces are in this, because now you're going to see this manifest even more and more. And this is how we align body, breath, and spirit, and we become more in alignment and in harmony with our world around us, with the stars and the planets and the energies and the play of energies that they have on our planets. So if we think, oh, those planets are so far away from us, they don't have any effect on us, we can think that way. However, take a look at how powerful the moon is on our oceans. The ebb and flow of the oceans and the movement of the moon is huge power right there. So when we are in alignment with the harmony of nature, we open up so much more than the limited, lacking attitude that we have right now, because we hold on to things. And these things are here temporarily, just like we are. And there's more to this that we're just not seeing and we're not connecting to. All right. So I just want to check in with the time, see how we're doing. Hey, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for being here. And for our last Meditation Monday for the month of May, and the focus being in on the mind. I'm done talking. I've probably talked way too much, but I hope that you've been listening and sitting and connecting with the stillness of your being and getting your humanness out of the way, who you think you are, our ideas, our beliefs, our experience, our bodies, what we think our bodies should be and could be. They just are. It all belongs to time. So step aside and sit in the timeless. Sit in the stillness. Thoughts will come. They're going to try and get your attention. Your attention is your most precious gift. Your attention, what you're looking at, whether it's thoughts, activities, whatever that is, whatever it is you're looking at, that's what you're feeding. And if you're looking at all the negative thoughts that you might be having, you're feeding those and you're going to get more of those. You have the power to withdraw your attention from the processes of the thoughts, and the thoughts are always going to be there. You're not trying to change them. You're not trying to stop them. You're not trying to kill them. You're transcending them by withdrawing your attention from them and keeping your attention in the stillness of your being. So there may be thoughts that I want to end it all, and I've had messages from you. They're just a thought. You are the one who feeds it or buys into it. You get to choose. Let go of the thought and come back to the stillness of your being. The mind might come in again and say, there's nothing here. There's nothing for you here. You're wasting your time. Thank it. Withdraw your attention from it and come back to the stillness of your being. And the mind might come and tell you you're not good enough for this, or you'll never get this. Thank that thought. Withdraw your precious attention and come back to stillness, to nothing. Beautiful, relaxing the belly. Nice, gentle breaths. And allow the mind to just settle down. It will try and get your attention again. Just thank it and come back to the stillness that you are. You may get a glimpse of this space, and then the mind will come again. Just thank it and settle back into stillness. Very nice. Noticing how your breath is naturally slowing down. Noticing how your body is naturally relaxing. Noticing how your spirit is naturally expanding. The mind is going to come. It's going to come up with all kinds of distractions or excuses or ideas or even beliefs to tell you you shouldn't be doing this or that because of a belief or idea. Thank it and then come back. Your attention on it feeds it. Withdraw your attention, expands the stillness. Very nice. Very nice. So when you come into stillness, you only need 10, 15 minutes if you don't have a lot of time. Taking out just a few minutes to push out everything that you're not. Letting go of everything that you're not. And sitting in stillness. And when you come back, flow and the next logical step opens up almost automatically. You don't have to force anything. You discover how life is just taken care of. There's nothing you have to do or force anything. And then when you come back, you start to recognize everything about you. It's like, oh, that part of me, I really don't like that part of me. I'm going to let that go because that's not me. And you begin to create more and more space. And this space is the true you. This space is where virtues naturally come forth from. It's the perfume, if you will, of spirit. And the fruitages of the spirit are love, joy, peace, and compassion and love for neighbor as yourself. This is where it comes from. It doesn't come from our mind and what we should be doing and what we're told we're supposed to be doing and our judgments and our ideas of what should be done. It doesn't come from our human part. Love, this joy, this bliss, this compassion. You feel the difference between showing love and compassion from the being and whatever it is in front of you without judgment, without trying to make it into something it's not. Or looking at things from the human part of us. We have how things should be and how things could be and how things are supposed to be and judgments and ideas. So we have these two perspectives. And most of the time we are in the perception of the movement, constant change, never the same, unstable. Come into this space of stillness and perceive from unchanging, stable, always the same. Right here, this part of you never changes, is timeless. Stay in this part, very nice. And then things open up so naturally and so beautifully. I would love a couple things from you guys. I have some things for you guys to do. I would love to hear how this series of meditations has helped you, because we started with the first one, focused on spirit, then the body, breath, and now mind. And these four aspects of self, and understanding the two parts, the part of us that is in constant movement and the part of us that is the endless stillness, and then the two possible platforms that we can perceive from. Because remember, God, Goddess split. I'm referring to the video, if you want to watch it again, is what is the divine feminine. And so feel free to watch that video again. But we talked about God, Goddess splitting, and the divine feminine holding space, divine masculine constantly moving, changing, turning. This is time. This is timeless. This just holds the space for this movement. I'm inviting you to perceive from this and allow everything to happen. But most of the time we're perceiving from movement, change, never the same, constantly changing, unstable. So come and see from this perspective. This is allowing, surrendering, and then making different choices based on staying in the space of stillness, not grabbing onto things because of lack or not enough, or I have to do this now, or I got to change, or that person has to change, or judgment, grabbing onto those things. You let those go and you free up so much internal energy to do so much more. And the possibilities are just endless. And it's just the beginning. Okay, so with that, if you're watching this later, I know a lot of us watch the videos later. So if you would please let me know that you are watching this later by typing in replay. And since this is the last one, the month of May is just about over, if you can believe that already. And June, we are so excited for June. It's my birthday month. So we're going to have some really fun stuff and some announcements for my birthday month. I'm so looking forward to this. And June, I really want to jump into June for energy readings and balancing. So I'm going to be doing some jump-ins during June. It's going to be a crazy month for me with other stuff going on. So I'm not going to know my schedule for sure with June, but I'm going to jump in when I can to do some energy work, energy clearing, and some balancing. So look for those. You can hop on in and we can see what's going on with your human to find the movement, because sometimes mine can be pretty tricky. So we'll shine a light on the human so that you can say, oh, and then create space to come into this expansive stillness. So watch for that. And there's some more wonderful stuff coming up. And we'll probably be posting some ideas and polls for you guys as well, so that we can offer some more things that allow us to align with body, breath, and spirit. And hey, love this too, Monica. I know, I'm so excited. We're going to be doing some more breath work because I've gotten messages here and messages, private messages on those of you who have breathing issues, breathing during the day because of allergy issues, or breathing at night, maybe breathing loud or snoring issues, be able to rest more, restful breath during the night. So we're going to be looking at a lot more stuff coming up. Oh, so excited. And I want to thank you. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I want you to experience this. This is my goal, my number one goal. If you experience this stillness, my heart rejoices. This is the fuel for my fire. This is the fuel that keeps me going and doing this and providing this for you in this space for us. All right. So with that said, I'm just going to make sure I got all of my notes. Very, very cool. And always, I know a couple times I get messages for you guys saying, I know you're busy, but send me a message. If I'm not able to get to it right away, I will get to it as soon as I can, but don't hold back sending me a message, okay? So with that said, just checking in to make sure all is good. Looks really, really awesome. And I want to thank you. I can't thank you enough. My heart is just open and sending love your way. I am here for you. I do offer services. I'll save this to the very end. I do offer one-on-one services, and my services are on my business page if you want to know about that. Otherwise, we're here and we're growing together, okay? And look for more stuff. More stuff is coming. All right, with that said, I'm going to burst with excitement. Okay, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday for us here celebrating Memorial Day. And those of you around the world with your celebrations, my heart is with you. And blessings.